Okay, so what we're doing today is a mom's makeup routine, and this is the makeup I normally wear when I drop off my kids to school. It's very quick, very easy, very fast. Anyone can do it. So I'm gonna start with my sunscreen. This is the first product I always put on my face before anything else. I also want to talk about, I normally don't cover, obviously, any type of cases like this on my YouTube channel, but I saw this on the news about this beautiful couple, and his name is, or was, unfortunately, Elliot Blair. Wife is Kimberly. So first of all, I want to send my condolences to the family and to the wife for the tragedy that happened. I don't have any stuff in front of me that I can read off of anything, but this is what the story is on the news. And before I get into that, I'm going to put some of my e.l.f. Ride or Die lip balm. So Elliot and Kimberly have been married for a year, and they've decided to celebrate their 1-year anniversary in Mexico. You guys can Google and research the actual resort. I don't have that information. I'm speaking off the top of my head and things that I've heard in the news and how tragic this case is. This e.l.f. lip balm in Tough Cookie is the best. It's very hydrating. Anyways, so the couple decided to celebrate their 1-year wedding anniversary in Mexico at this beautiful resort with ocean view front, and their room was on the 3rd floor of the resort. Now I'm gonna go in with my Glossier Boy Brow in the shade Brown and do my brows quickly. Apparently, they had a beautiful day, and in the evening, they've decided to hop into their car. Now, I don't know if this was their car that they drove with to Mexico, if they rented a car. I don't know any of those details, but they hopped into their car and they went to dinner at this beautiful restaurant around 7 p.m. On the way back to the resort, they have been stopped by the police and they have been told that they ran a stop sign. Again, I don't know the details, if that's the case or if that's an excuse what they got pulled over for or anything. But that's the story. And apparently, Elliot was fluent in Spanish, so he was able to talk to the police and tell them, long story short, no, the police actually asked them for money. So they said they don't have much money on them, and long story short, Elliot told them, we are lawyers. If anything, we can go to the police station. I will pay with my credit card. You will give me a receipt and don't want to have any trouble, and we can part ways. The police insisted that they give them money on the spot, whatever they had. And again, they kept talking. They're saying, no, we don't have money. We're not going to give you any money right now. We can go to the station and figure stuff out there. Now, the police asked them, which to me, this was such a red flag, asked them, what are you here for in Mexico? What are you doing, right? So they said, oh, we are here on vacation. I'm going with my e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter. This is in the shade Light 1, the fairest one, Fair Light. That's all I'm wearing today, so no foundation. And they said, we are here on vacation. And then the police asked them, which resort are you staying at? So to me, that was a red flag. You never want to say, just like at home, you don't want to give out your address. You don't want to say where you're staying at. So they told them the resort name, and eventually they emptied their pockets and they gave the police all the money that they had, which I think totaled around $160 American. Again, I don't have these details. This is based on what I've heard on the news. Things can change, but I just want to share this story because it kind of it's so frustrating for the family to find answers. Anyways, let's move forward. So they continue with their day and they had fun. They had a couple drinks at the resort. They did some dancing. Again, they did not drink excessively to the point where they are drunk. From what I've heard, they were able to walk without stumbling. Everything was fine. Apparently, he had 6 drinks within 6 hours, which is absolutely nothing, especially to a guy his size. That's what it's reported. Now, after their dancing and having fun, they went back to their hotel room, and I believe that was around 11 p.m. Now I'm going to go in with my Lancome All Over Concealer in the shade 250. And everything was fine. Just like any other night, Kimberly, the wife, got into bed, and Elliot was in the washroom getting ready for bed as well. And apparently he was wearing a t-shirt and his underwear. Now, fast forward a couple hours later, which this is so bizarre. She gets a knock on the door, and the police is there telling her that there's been an accident with her husband, or she needs to come downstairs or something like that, that she needs to identify her husband. And obviously she was confused. She was not sure what's going on. When she looked from her balcony, she saw her husband on the ground, facing face down and right side up of the face. So these are details because I will tell you why later on. Obviously, she was in shock, she broke down, and she had no idea what has happened. The police obviously asked questions about how much they had to drink, if they had any arguments, and she said no, this is like, or if there's any reason for him to jump. And she said no, this is just our 1-year wedding anniversary. We had a great relationship. We had a great night. There's no fighting, and there's no reason for him to do such thing. Everything was just fine. Now, this is so bizarre to me. This is really bizarre. First of all, like, nobody heard anything what has happened to him when it has happened. Like, we don't know if someone knocked on the door. We don't know if I'm assuming that maybe someone probably had a key that probably came into the room, and he was attacked that way while Kimberly was sleeping. Apparently there was blood in the washroom where he was. So I'm assuming that maybe someone did have a key and come in. Again, these are my assumptions. Nobody really knows how it happened. So what the police is saying is that maybe he was too drunk, went on the balcony and fell over, which obviously that's not the case based on what Kimberly's saying. Number 2 is that there are pigeons outside, and he tried to shush the pigeon and leaned over and fell. Apparently, pigeons I think they are nocturnal or something like that. They sleep during the night and are not causing any loud noise at night time. So that shouldn't be the case that he went on the balcony to shush the pigeons. So very strange case. Anyways, now I'm going in with my NYX Wonder Stick, and this is the Duo one. This has a bronzer on one side and a highlighter on the other, so I'm going to use both right now, and this is in the shade Universal Light. Okay, so obviously they took the body to do an autopsy, and apparently after the autopsy was done in Mexico, they said that his blood alcohol level was a little bit over the regular limit, which I'm not very familiar. I don't drink. I have no clue on how the alcohol limit works. I don't even have a sip of drink, usually nothing. Anyways, that was not as much for someone to just tip over and fall over the balcony. Okay, so apparently they've asked to move the body to the US so they can do their own autopsy, because obviously this was all fishy and they didn't believe anything. But because they embalmed his body, which technically I think they have to wait either 24 or 48 hours, the rule in Mexico, to do so. But for some reason, I think they did it earlier. Because they've embalmed the body, they could not do the alcohol testing in the US. However, when the body arrived in the US, they did an autopsy and they figured out that he had blunt force trauma to the back of the head, bruising on the body, a broken toe, and carpet burn marks on his knees and legs, which those are all indicators of being hit in the head and being knocked unconscious, dragged on the carpet, and probably, assuming, allegedly, throwing his body over the balcony. Now, this is very, very strange. Again, I'm so scared to hear these things because we love Mexico, right? We never leave the resort because we don't want to get into situations like this. But still, you never know what can happen in a foreign country, right? And their rules and regulations, and there's just, you can't answer these questions that the family is having, like, how? What happened? Now, what I'm thinking, right? This is kind of like my thoughts that I want to share with you guys and see what you guys think. Please let me know down below if you've heard of the case. Let me know what your thoughts are. But this is what I'm thinking. I am very suspicious of people usually. I don't like to talk much when I'm outside, especially with people that I don't know. I don't like to share much information, even though we share it here on YouTube because I love you guys. But I'm going to go in now with my Huda Beauty blush. This is in Rebel Red. This is a cheek tint. I just bought this. I'm going to have a haul and show you this. But this is such a beautiful blush. And it's very pigmented. Look at that. Okay, so let's go with this one. And I'm going to use, I think, this Cool Beauty slanted brush. Now, ooh, very pigmented, I forgot. So, yeah, like I said, after they brought the body to the US, they found all these new findings, you know, on signs that shows that there's no way he jumped. And most likely, this is again, allegedly, he got probably attacked and then his body probably thrown over the balcony to hide what has happened to him really, right? I think, again, I don't know, but this is what I think. When they got stopped by the police and they shared the resort name, probably the police work with the hotel people, or that's what I'm thinking. I don't know. I don't know if they work with the hotel people or if they've told the hotel people that they need to see this person because of something and the hotel people is not involved and they're just trying to help the police. I don't know. Well, when they gave the resort name, that was a big mistake, I think. I think it's best to not give your resort name because you can be found that way easily, right? If someone has something against you and wants to hurt you, giving the place where you live or you vacation to them is just, and again, it's the police. They never thought that they would get hurt by the police, right? But you have to think you're not in the US, you are in Mexico. There's different rules and you just have to be careful, you know. My theory is, I would love to hear your guys' theory. Anyways, now let's do the eyes. And I did put concealer. Did I put concealer on the eyes? No, maybe not. I'm gonna put a little bit of concealer to set the eyes. But I don't know. What I'm thinking is that maybe there's two theories that I have. So maybe the hotel staff or the police knocked on the door gently, not causing a lot of loud noises, and said, oh, there's a problem. Do you mind opening the door? We got to talk about something. I don't know. That made him open the door, right? Because again, he was found in his underwear and t-shirt. So it's not like he was expecting someone, right? So he opened the door, probably got hit in the head, knocked unconscious, body dragged and thrown over, what I'm thinking. However, if there was blood in the washroom, now I'm going to go in with my Charlotte Tilbury Ice to Mesmerize champagne, and I'm going to use my finger and maybe a brush. However, if that's the case, also, they could have, he was probably in the washroom and they could have used a key from the hotel and just let themselves in, barge over him and knock him in the back of the head. Because remember, that's where he had a lot of blunt force trauma, to the back of the head. Now, Kimberly was, I mean, you question as the family, you question if the body falls off the balcony face down with the right side looking up, then obviously most trauma should be to the front of the head and the face. But he had a lot of trauma to the back of the head. So that tells me that he was probably injured before he was allegedly thrown over the balcony. So I think that maybe that's how it was done. Maybe they probably barged in while the wife was sleeping and he was still in the bathroom, and then he got hit and then dragged. But I don't know how, I don't know, was he thrown off the balcony where he lived? Or was it in the hallway from the balcony, from the hallway he was thrown over? Do you know what I mean? Because if it's from your room, you probably hear all that, unless Kimberly was a deep sleeper. So we don't know all those details. At least I don't know them. I don't know if they're maybe posted and I haven't heard of them. But I wanted to share this with you guys and see, what do you guys think and your thoughts? Like, how is this? I mean, we know how it's possible, right? We're just good people. We try to follow the law and not get into trouble. And things like this happen, which is really tragic and really unfair. And I feel for the family, because obviously the family wants answers, right? And I don't know how you're going to get much answers, because it seems like they're trying to cover stuff up. So I don't know if the police was involved. I don't know if the hotel is involved. Nobody knows. That's why they're still trying to figure things out. But as the wife, I cannot imagine what she went through. So that's why I wanted to share this story and see, when you guys travel, do you guys bring extra security measures for the door? Like, I bought extra security stuff from Amazon, which is this door latch that attaches to the door. But again, it doesn't match every door. So it depends on the hotel room. It depends on the hotel. So do you guys buy special stuff so that to make sure that the door is locked, and even if they do have a key, they cannot get in? Again, you don't want to open the door. Like, you probably have to be careful when they come in the morning at like 1 in the morning and say there's any issues. You don't really want to open the door to anyone, and you probably want to call the front desk. Like, there's a way to kind of protect yourself as much as you can, obviously, but this has really freaked me out. And we love going to Mexico. Kids love Mexico. But hearing all these cases, it just kind of concerns me, because it feels like there's no way out at all. Okay, I'm going to go in with my Makeup by Mario Master Pigment Pro Pencil. Again, I don't cover any type of murder mystery or cases like this, and it's just something I have heard in the news. And I thought, if we're sitting down and having some coffee and doing our mom makeup, we can talk about something that we saw on the news, and would love to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. So I'm going to go with this one in my waterline. So I'm going to use a puff. I've seen people do this so that you don't smudge your makeup. You see how that changes the eye? Makes it so much more awake. I know that this video is all over the place, but it was just something that got stuck in my mind last night after seeing this on the news. And I think this happened on January 13 of 2023. Let me quickly apply my Merit mascara, top and bottom, and I will be back with lips and get you guys some final thoughts on this case too. Okay, so look how beautiful this mascara is. I love the Merit mascara. Now let's move on to lips. And for lips, I have chosen a very inexpensive lip liner, and it is an 8-hour waterproof lip liner, and that's the Essence Stay lip liner in the shade 01, because duh, love this one so much. So I'm just gonna leave my lips with that e.l.f. lip balm that we applied, and I'm just gonna line my lips. Forgot to blend that bronzer, and you guys didn't tell me. So, what do you guys think of this case? Have you heard of it? Oh, this is hard to do my lips and talk. I love watching this true crimes YouTube channels. And one of my favorites is Rachel Shannon True Crime. And she did cover this video. I think this is her latest video. I'm going to make sure to link her channel down below and her video, because she goes into more details about the victims, about the family, and the things that have happened to them, and the unfortunate tragedy. So I'm going to make sure to link that down below, because you're going to get more information than what you got from me. But I just want to bring this story to you guys and share it with you, because I find it very, very frustrating as a parent, as a wife, not to get answers and to know that something is fishy, and for them not to agree with you and not to try help you out and figure out the real answers, and not just go directly to the conclusion that, oh, too much to drink, fell over, or you had a fight, jumped over, or just jumped over, or trying to find the pigeons to shush them away and you fall over. You have to look at everything. Yes, sometimes things like that happen, but the wife clearly said that everything was fine, didn't have much to drink to the point to fall over and stumble. No, I really think that something fishy did happen. I would love to hear your guys' thoughts down below. Please engage into the comments and let me know what you think, or correct me on any of the details that I must have missed out. But again, check out Rachel Shannon's YouTube channel and video because she has all the details there. So I don't know what to believe, but like I said, I definitely believe that there's foul play here, and I definitely believe that they're trying to hide something. Definitely. I really, really hope that the family and the wife can actually find the answers that they deserve. And I hope that this case teaches people to be, I don't know, as much careful as you can be in a foreign country. Just try to maybe never say to anyone the resort you're staying at, or give any type of hint where you're staying at if you leave the resort. So maybe that is something that we all can learn from this. But I don't think they did anything wrong. Now again, we don't know that from that evening till night if any other thing could have happened between them and maybe someone else that they could have pissed off, or maybe they had a verbal argument. We don't know that, right? All we know is the facts that we know right now with the police and stuff like that, and whatever the wife said. So we don't know much details. But yes, this is a very tragic and sad case. I don't know. It's frustrating when you can't get the answer. It's just so frustrating, and you want to get them right away. You don't want to wait 30 years and find them out after 30 years, like some of the cases. But anyways, this is the mom makeup. This is the makeup I usually put on when I drive my kids to school, and it's very easy, no foundation, just a beautiful e.l.f. Hello Glow with some concealer. I'm going to link all of these products down below. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Love to hear your thoughts down below about the makeup and about this case, and I wish you all a wonderful day, and I cannot wait to see you in my next one. Love you guys. Bye.